you, but I've never been to an auction quite like this one. I'm Cassie Loithen, and in just a few moments, we're going to be meeting with Jesse Salas and Ben Brady of Harcourts Real Estate. They're going to tell us about tonight's live auction event for non-distressed properties and how the beauty of this platform is it allows you to have complete transparency as a buyer. But I'll let them explain. Let's head inside. Jesse, Ben, thanks for meeting me here today.
Thanks for having us.
So Jesse, tell our viewers where we are and what we're auctioning off today.
So we're in beautiful Carlsbad. We're at the Crossings. You can see a great golf course behind us. But we're here for Harcourts Auction monthly event. So today we're auctioning off 18 properties.
All right, and how many properties would you say you typically auction off in a year?
In a year. So over the past 12 months, we've auctioned off a little over 800 properties. And I remember when I got to Harcourts about 2 years ago, we were at about 125 or so in the past 12 months. So to go from 125 to 800,
amazing.
We're growing like crazy. It's catching on. People like the idea. They see the success we're having. So much success that we're actually moving the auction events to a designated location. So it's going to be at our office in Del Mar. We're going to be holding the auction events there, and we're going to be doing it twice a month instead of once a month.
Wow. All right. Well, you know, Ben, you have the accent, so I'm going to ask you the story on the backstory, Australia, coming to the United States.
I think that's the first disclaimer, is that I have a funny Australian accent, so I may need to repeat myself a few times. Well, see, being from our company being originated from New Zealand in 1888, it's interesting that we have physical proof that we were providing a non-distressed auction department from that very time. So we are quite possibly one of the oldest auction companies in the world. And in Australia and New Zealand, it's culture that a large majority of all real estate transactions are done via auction. In a non-distressed manner, and that is very surprising to people in the US because you hear the word auction, it's associated with distress, but our business is not associated with that whatsoever. We're only involved in...
Explain for our viewers what non-distressed means.
Sure. The word non-distressed and being affiliated with auction, you know, obviously people associated with courthouse steps and REO and bank-owned properties. Here in the US, that is just common. But in Australia and New Zealand, it's just equity sales, and we've brought our method of sale over to the US, where we just deal in non-distressed real estate transaction, equity sales, normal people looking to sell one of their largest assets, investment properties, whatever it may be, just providing them with an opportunity to get the absolute top dollar out of the market, because we really do see some flaws in the traditional real estate transaction.
Sure, and I was saying earlier, when I think auction, I think these must be developers coming in with millions of dollars in cash. Is that...
Very few of our buyers, in fact, hardly any are all cash buyers. We're working with the average Joe. So we have a 90% success rate. And if you remember, we've sold 800 homes or listed 800 homes over the past 12 months. So to have a 90% success rate, we're really proud of that.
Just to add to what Jesse's saying, the traditional transaction averages out in each individual suburb of San Diego or area of San Diego, it averages out in San Diego itself at roughly around 30% likelihood of you selling your home traditionally if you put it on the marketplace.
Yep.
So for us to have a 90% success rate, you know, just goes to show the strength of this process.
And the benefit of an auction is you know exactly what all the offers are as they're coming in, so you're not having to overbid. You know, you can decide if you want to make that bid. You really eliminate the issue of going in blind. I mean, talk to me about the transparency.
Yeah, it's great. You know, transparency is a word that typically is overused when we talk about our auction platform, because it really is. I think that in a position, if you put yourself in a traditional transaction and if somebody's been there before where they're in competition with another offer, you don't know what that other offer is. You don't know how much it is. You don't know what their terms, contingencies, everything is. In the auction arena, like we will see here tonight, there is multiple people bidding. Then therefore you can see who they are, what they're bidding, that they're a real person, that you're not being played against somebody else that maybe doesn't exist. At the end of the day, transparency provides peace of mind to people, and when people have peace of mind, they feel comfortable purchasing, and not to mention, the seller gets to see the marketplace with their own two eyes.
Fair enough. Now, do people ever get nervous when they're buying a home via auction, thinking that maybe when they turn that door handle and they open the door, it's not going to be what they thought? I mean, how do you reassure people that they're going to get what they think they're getting?
Well, based on the fact our process provides all the inspections, home inspection, termite inspection, natural hazard disclosure, preliminary title, and all the normal statutory disclosures. If you think about the normal escrow period of time, when you buy a property, you go into escrow to do all of your due diligence to see whether or not it's the right home. We do all of that up front We provide it at every open house in physical copies. It's all online for people to download on our property's website, our auction website itself, and our agents provide them, obviously, and their agent are in constant communication about the property before they make that final bid on what they are purchasing.
Jesse, talk to me about the purchase window. Do they have to buy at auction today?
They do not have to. I'd say the majority of our buyers are buying before auction. So the best way to stop auction day from happening would be to present an offer before auction day. And we find that most of our buyers are likely going to do that. So it's very rare, although it does happen, very rare that we have a property go to auction and not sell.
So that's so interesting. So even the model is auction. It's actually not the auction itself. It's the urgency that's created. So people want to get in ahead of the auction.
There's an end date. There's a sense of urgency for the buyers to actually sell a property. We talked about stats earlier. And one of the stats that I'm really proud of is out of those 800 properties, about 61% are expired listings. So these are homes that other agents haven't sold. We come in under the auction process and we're selling these homes. We're meeting the expectation of the seller.
Ben, if I am selling my home at auction and I'd really like $800,000, let's say, but the offers come in $725,000, $750,000, and I just don't want to take $750,000, do I have to?
I think it's important to understand that we don't sell property when people are unhappy. Okay, a seller is in absolute complete control every single step of the way through. They have the final say, whether it be before auction, on the day after. You know, they are in complete control, and I know I already said that, but it's important to reiterate. And I think it's very important also to touch on. People often think, well, auction, I don't know that it's for us. Why would that agent be recommending auction? We don't sell property, we don't get paid till we sell. We don't sell until we reach a price someone's comfortable with and that they want. So we're never going to recommend something that's not going to work.
I did want to ask you, is there a specific type of property that does well at an auction like this? Is there a price range you like to be in, a sweet spot?
Yeah. Hey, look, it's interesting. Jesse, being one of the more predominant listing agents within our San Diego area, you know, the reality is that I know for a fact that your listings have ranged all the way down from $300,000 to a few $1 million, okay? And it doesn't matter on the area. Like currently we have a $22 million auction in Corona Del Mar, okay? All the way down to up in northern Nevada in Reno, we have $200,000 properties. It doesn't mean a specific property is perfect for auction. It's whether or not that seller is ready for the auction process, because it is an intense process. It's cramming 6 months of traditional real estate into a few weeks. It is intense.
Whole nother ball game. I understand that. Jesse, if people are interested in this and they missed this auction tonight, how can they get in on the next one?
Well, don't worry, there will be another one. So if you guys have any questions, if you feel like your home is a perfect home for auctions, you can reach out to us. Best way is you can go to our auction website. That'd be Harcourts Auction.us, or you can go to my website, salassells.com, and we can go ahead and define and make sure that your property is the right property for auction.
Final question before we let you go. How's that auction your chant going? Are you
good. I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll for tonight. Always got to be on our toes with a few witty dad jokes. Okay.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Well, I can't wait to watch this. So we're going to check it out right after this. Thank you, Jesse and Ben, for sitting down with us.
Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you.
We are going.
It's amazing to see the success that Harcourts is having with these live auction events. The company says their goal is to achieve the greatest price they can from the marketplace for their sellers. So if you're thinking about selling your property, maybe it's been listed for a while, you might want to consider this auction approach. I'm Cassie Loyfin.